Hey yo, hey yo. All right. So I have like two hot leads right now. One of them you saw in a different lead follow up video. His name is Harry. His mother is a dialysis patient. She's going through a bunch of medical treatment, figuring out if she's going to get a kidney transplant. Sounds like his grandmother also has, which is, I believe, his mother's mother, and not his father's mother, but she has like early onset dementia. So he's kind of primary caregiver for the both of them, and it sounds like they have 2 to 3 different properties. I'm gonna try to figure out exactly. I still don't really know, but he was waiting to like he was waiting on like medical treatment. It was up in the air whether or not she was going to get a kidney transplant, his mother, and if she was going to be eligible. So he was kind of pushing in, kicking the can down the road about making a decision on the property until he got a little bit more sure about her medical progression and future treatment plan. Um, and then last time he kind of mentioned his grandmother as well, but he kept kind of kicking the can down the road, and I kind of understood why, but he just wasn't really wanting to pull the trigger or anything. His cousin also has done a bunch of work to the property, so he wasn't wanting to like step on his toes because again, his cousin had got brought on. He did some work to the property, and he didn't want to just like sell right then and there, like, oh, thanks for doing the work, but I'm just gonna sell it now. So that was another thing that he's kind of pushing out. Let me talk to my cousin. Let me talk to my mom. But the last time we talked, he was kind of just like, give me a call in a few weeks. He didn't really give me a reason. And up until that point, I had intentionally not put a dollar figure onto it. We never talked money. I kind of was always just under the assumption that he had so many problems that I could help solve that the money was kind of going to be secondary to that. So last time, when he didn't really give me a real reason why he wanted me to call like later, I threw out a number and I was like, okay, we'll just, try to feel it out, try to create a little urgency and slip the number in there to see if we can get it done sooner rather than later. I threw out 40 to 50. I should have done out something a little bit smaller, but I threw out 40 to 50 and he liked what I was talking about. And with that figure, I have ARV somewhere around 135. But it sounds like it's going to be a complete gut remodel. So off 135, I think the max for a $10,000 assignment fee that I'm able to offer is going to be like 44. So I'm going to come back in and give him a hard offer at 40 if it seems like he's ready to move forward on it. I called him earlier. He didn't answer. He wasn't home. I got the mother's sister. So she told me, call back later. I don't know when they're going to be back, but he actually called me back and I missed the call. That was about an hour and a half ago. So I'm going to give him a call back right now, try to get him on the phone and try to make something happen. Hopefully he's ready to move forward and we can make something happen here. Hi there, is this Carolyn?
Hello?
Hi there, is this Carolyn?
Yes.
Hi, Carolyn, this is Derek. How's it going?
How's it going for you, Derek?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking. I was hoping to speak with either you or Harry. Just wanted to call back about the property over on Bell Bay Street, if now is a good time.
Well, he said that Harry just stepped away.
I'm sorry?
But I think he does want to sell it, but I don't know when.
Yeah, I spoke with him. I think it was about a month ago. He said he wanted to speak with you and both you and his cousin before we put anything made anything official and move forward on anything. So I just wanted to round back, see if he had the chance to speak with you, his cousin, see how he was feeling about things.
Well, he didn't tell me nothing about that, but
okay.
He said he wants to sell it, but I have him call you back.
Sure.
When he comes back.
Sure.
He wants to pick up his daughter.
Oh, okay. Okay. I imagine because I had a missed call from this number as well. I imagine maybe he had called me. I just wasn't unable to answer it. So Yeah, tell him to give me a call when he gets back in. I'd love to talk to him about it.
Okay, how much you think you want to offer? Have you seen it?
So I have based pretty much what you had. I believe it was you who had given me the description. It sounds like it's going to take some work to get it up to speed, right?
Yeah, it
Um, the kitchen bathrooms are going to probably be the main thing that needs to be redone. We'd like to get in an AC unit in there as well. Doesn't sound like the roof is too old, but we want to check it to make sure that there's not going to be any leaks or anything like that.
Right.
So it is going to cost a pretty penny to bring it up to speed, and obviously we do this full time, so we would be looking to make a slight profit as well. By no means are we looking to hit the lottery, but just so that we can pay the bills. So with that being said, we would be right around 40,000 cash.
40,000.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell my son.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and when he gets, is he expected to get back in shortly? If not, he can give me a call tomorrow.
Hopefully, he's not going to no Walmart or nothing.
Okay.
He just left. He had to pick up his daughter at 6. So.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
About 15 after. I'll call him and tell him that he'll call.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be here and I'll be by the phone probably the next hour or two. So whenever he gets back in, he can give me a call.
Yeah, he'll be back within the hour.
Okay, perfect. I'll be looking out for his call then.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye. Pretty solid. I kind of didn't want to throw out a number for her because she doesn't seem to be the decision maker, but I had already told him I was going to be 40 to 50,000 last time I spoke with him, which is why I felt comfortable throwing out the 40 because at this point it's just relaying it. Hopefully that doesn't deter him from calling me because I really want to reassure and reiterate the benefits that go along with that cash offer, right? It's straight net cash offer in your pocket. If you own the property free and clear, the only thing that's going to be taken out of that is any property taxes that you haven't paid on this year or anything like liens that pop up, that you haven't disclosed to us. So it sounds like a good one right there. Hopefully I can get it around 40. Like I said, I think I can still take down like a $10,000 assignment fee if I go up to 45 and even going upwards of 50, which I had let him know prior to, like I said, I gave him the range of 40 to 50. When you give people a range, they're going to hear the high number. So even if I wanted to go up to 50, I think I could probably still take down a 55,000 cash buyer offer. So $5,000 assignment fee. I'm pretty comfortable at that. The ARV again is like 135. Sounds like it's going to take probably 50. It's a smaller place. Let me push this to Zillow, see how many square feet. 900 square feet, so fairly small place. Probably going to take around 40 to 50,000 to completely redo it because it sounds like it's going to have to be gutted. So as long as it's like no more than 50,000 to repair, yeah, I think I can get a 55, if not a little bit higher offer from a cash buyer. So locking it up at 50 is still good to me. It's just got to be some, the farther under 50 I get it, the bigger spread and the bigger assignment fee I'm expecting. But other than that, yeah, I'll expect his call within the next hour or so. Hopefully he called. Like I said, he had already called me back. It doesn't sound like it was her who called me back. So just need to get him on the phone and hopefully walk him through that process. Try to create the urgency. Let him know we're wanting to move quickly on it, as quickly as he'd like. And I want to find out who actually stays there because it sounds like they have 3 different properties and he's kind of floating because he's the primary caregiver for his mother and his grandmother. So it sounds like he kind of stays the night over there a majority of the time, but then they have this property that is kind of his primary residence, but again, he's not there all the time and it's not being rented out. So it's like kind of in limbo. It's like not vacant, but it's not being used. As odd as that sounds, but that's kind of what it sounds like. And then they have this other property that's like a couple hour drive away that I don't know what the story with that one is, but he had mentioned before, like, yeah, if she wasn't going to get this treatment, I was thinking about moving out to that property. The only reason I was going to stick around is if she were to get a transplant and would require some like home health care from me. I can assist her post operation. So that's that one. I'm going to also, I'll give it like 5 more minutes. The woman who I called earlier, who we came to a verbal agreement at 62,000, she was driving home from work at the time, and she let me know that she was going to give me a call around 5:30 to 6. her time. She doesn't know that I'm not in the area. So that is, I'm approaching 6 o'clock. I'm a couple minutes till 6 right now. So I'll give her like 5 minutes. I regret saying when I had talked to her, I was like, okay, if I don't hear from you, I'll give you a call tomorrow. But I'll give her a call today, anyways. It kind of supports my claim of creating urgency, letting her know that we were wanting to get something done before the end of the month, and today's the last day of the month. So it kind of again supports that claim. But and at the very least, she's just gonna say like, call me tomorrow, because she was saying that she was wanting to sit down for a nap, because she was beat after work. She works at a hospital. I don't know exactly what she does, but she works at a hospital, and she mentioned that she was exhausted, so she was thinking about taking a nap when she got home from work. Sounds like she got home from work about an hour and a half ago, so that's why she was saying, give me a call around this time. So I also don't want to like call and wake her up. What do you think I should do? Before I call, comment and let me know what you think I should do. Should I call and possibly wake her up and say, hey, I was getting ready to head out of the office. I just wanted to round back with you. Because again, it kind of stressed that urgency. Again, we're talking to a few people here, and I had already kind of given you my word that we were going to honor that $62,000 offer. But I wanted to make sure that we put that in place so that, I had to go back on my word and I had to spend that money elsewhere. Should I do that and, let her know? I just wanted to you to be the last person I called before I left the office, which I say often, or should I just wait to hear back from her? And if I don't hear back from her, call her tomorrow. The problem with calling her tomorrow is I'm going to call her while she's at work, and she's going to be unable to sign it while I have her on the phone. And that's the biggest thing, is I want to be on the phone with her when she signs it or when I send it. So yeah. What do you think I should do? I'm gonna make my mind up within the next 30 seconds here. So, but I want you to have the opportunity to comment what you think I should do. 1, possibly wake her up by calling her right now and creating that urgency and stressing that urgency. Or 2, call her tomorrow while she's at work with no ability for her to sign the contract. It could be the same thing. I could do the same thing tomorrow and just wait till she gets home from work around the same time. But at that rate, like, why wait tomorrow if I can do that today? Let me know. I'll be right back. Comment right now. And also what I'm going to do right now, I'm trying to make a habit of this, is I'm going to save that number for the lead that I just called. Because I don't do the best at answering my phone. And I'll tell you why. Tell you why. Give me 1 second, saving this number so that it pops up as seller lead when I get an incoming call. But I don't really answer phone calls. 90% of them are spam. My number is like elsewhere. I think maybe not after I changed it, but in the past. But I test it out sometimes, and I'll answer it just because I'm like, well, I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting here in front of my computer. Let me answer it. And it'll be spam. So 90% of it's spam. The other 10% are honestly people calling me back from my cold calling session. So I use a different caller ID when I cold call during my dialing session. But when they call back, it forwards the call to my Google Voice number. So they don't actually have my Google Voice number, but that's where the calls go, incoming calls. So the other 10% of people are people who are calling me back and saying, "Hey, I got a missed call from this number?" And I'll say, "Yeah, I was, I was possibly calling you to see if, you had any property that you may be interested in getting a cash offer on." And they'll say, "No, take me off your list." Uh, I know it's not good business practice to just be ignoring phone calls. And I especially know that because last week when I got an inbound call and I was like, you know what? I was expecting a phone call from my title company. So I was like, I'll just answer this. And it happened to be a lead that I had been following up with. And he wanted to just call me and say, "Hey, I didn't forget about you. Um, I want to talk to my tenant this week and let him know that I'm going to be selling. And I'll definitely give you a call after that." I haven't heard back from him, but that really kind of like opened my eyes. Like, damn, I probably should be answering my phone, and it's worth taking 2 seconds to figure out if it's spam or not and hanging up. Um, and at that rate, kind of also why I don't answer the phone is because I don't. That's like not really what I want to be spending my time on. I'm intentionally getting into certain marketing channels like cold calling, and I will be doing it via text. I think very soon here. I intentionally, are using these different marketing channels because they are on my schedule. I get to decide when I'm going to sit down and hit the dialer. I get to decide when to sit down and blast out text, as opposed to like direct mail or like PPC ads, Google ads, any type of online advertisement. Those are like set and forget it, but you need to be by your phone and answer every single phone call. Because if somebody Googles sell my house fast in your market, somebody Googles that, they want to sell now, or they are at least definitely in the market to make a decision quickly, soon. So if you miss that one, they're just going to if you miss that phone call, they're just going to go to the next person, the next Google result, and they're going to keep calling through people. And whoever picks up that phone is going to get the deal. You know what I mean? And that's why those specific marketing channels, you have to be by the phone. You pretty much are committing, and yeah, you're pretty much committing. When you put up a Google ad, a Facebook ad, or any type of like direct mail where you are inviting somebody, "Please call me if you'd like an offer. Here's my number. Reach out if you'd like an offer." All those, you're not going to be the only person who's advertising to those people. So if you're sending out direct mail, being like a postcard, a physical postcard that drops into their mailbox, you're likely going to be one of 20 people who are doing the same thing, sending postcards. And when they call you, you can almost guarantee that they're not just picking yours out because you have the prettiest postcard. What they're doing is they've decided now is the time to sell for them. They pulled out all those postcards out of their drawer, their junk drawer, and they laid them all out, and they've decided right now, I'm going to call through every single one of these postcards because now I'm ready to sell. Whoever answers and gives me the best offer is who I'm going to go with. So if you don't answer, you've already eliminated yourself from the race. They're going to toss your postcard. So that's another reason why I don't really answer the phone, is because I was very intentional about committing to cold calling being my main form of marketing. And I did that with the intention and knowing that, hey, it's on my schedule. I get to decide when I'm talking to these leads. I get to decide, when, at what point of my day I am kind of filling my funnel and pushing it forward, pushing deals forward through the pipeline. Whereas any of those other marketing channels, it's like, again, you are committing to, you're on call to your advertisement. You are on call to your marketing. Your marketing is not going to wait for you to be ready to take the phone call. You're committing to being ready at all times. And I also specifically didn't want that to be the case because I am in a virtual market and the time difference. So I kind of ran into it in the first deal that I closed. The seller was an early bird, and he'd be calling me at 7 a.m. his time, which is 5 a.m. my time, and I was sleeping. So I wouldn't get back to him till like 8:30 my time, 10:30, hours later. So I got a little, I wasn't concerned about it, but again, it opened my eyes, and I was like, oh man, that could be problematic if it was like an urgent call or something like that, something that needed to be handled right early in the morning. So I have made a point to try to like wake up a little earlier as well. I kind of want to set my like equilibrium, my internal time clock, my internal clock to match that of my virtual market. Because if I don't, I'm going to be losing 2 hours a day every day. So as like right now, I could start cold calling, but it's kind of getting to the point. Like I could probably hit the phones for like another hour and a half before somebody's like, "Why are you calling me so late?" So I kind of tested it out in the past. I tend not to dial this late, but I have had people be like, "Don't you dare call my phone at this hour." It was like 7:45. So it's just not the type of business that I want to do. I don't want to be cold calling people at that hour. I know I will in the future, but as I've said on like a lot of my other videos, I don't necessarily think I have the luxury to be like kind of like spray and pray. Like I know that it's beneficial to me to call as many people as possible and to make contacts with as many people as possible, but at what cost when I have such limited amount of data, right? So if I call somebody who is interested in selling, but they're pissed off because I called at a late hour, that's just like that's a lead that I threw away simply because of the time of day that I called them. I don't know. That could be a real scarcity mindset, but that's just where my mind goes. Same thing with like calling people at work. If I get them and it sounds like it is the person who I'm looking to reach, but they're at work, I'll just say that I have the wrong number because I've in the past made the mistake of saying, "Hey, wanted to give you a quick call and see if you'd ever accept an offer on your property there." And they're like, "What the fuck? Are you serious? Don't ever call me at work again." And I realized like, oh yeah, that's probably a bad idea. All right, I'm going to call her. Wake her ass up if that's the case. Told her, trying to make a move here today. Hi, Alice. Hi there. Sorry, I know that I was expecting your call, but I was getting ready to head out of the office for the day, so I wanted to be sure that I rounded back with you first. Oh, I'm so sorry. So I sent it to your email. I sent you that company commitment that I was referring to. Just wanted to send you that first to make sure that I have your email correctly. It should be coming from Derek Wilson is my name, and that's, I believe, what should pop up. Let me know when you got that pulled up to be sure.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you can just take a look. That's kind of, I just wanted to send you more so of like a test email to be sure that I had it correctly. You can take a look at that. That just shows you, who we are, how we do business. So what I will do now, if you're ready, I can go ahead and send you the agreement, and that way we can walk through it together, see if you have any questions. And then if not, we can just go ahead and move forward.
I'm looking over it, and then I will call you tomorrow. If I open it, I will give the option to show me, and then I just look it over, and then it will come on my phone because I have my email on my phone, but I want to open it on my iPad first. If I open it on my iPad, then I can open it on my phone.
Okay. Okay, so
if I have any question, I will call you. So I'm just go back and
Okay, and I'm sorry, I just want to make sure that I understood you correctly. So you're wanting me to send it right now, but you are wanting to take the night to look it over? Okay. All right. Like I said earlier, typically we don't like to do that. And I'll tell you why. So, in the past we've
But
been.
right now, I don't really have the time because I was sleeping.
I understand. I
My
understand.
phone waked me.
Okay. Why don't we
Yeah.
just reschedule then? Why don't I go ahead and wait until tomorrow? That way, again, when I send it to you, we can be on the phone together.
Okay then.
Oh,
Okay, no problem.
I'll give you a call. Say this time. Does this time tomorrow work?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow, and I hope you have a good day at work tomorrow. Okay.
You too. Bye
Bye
bye.
now. Again, I'm gonna want to. I'd rather do that than send her the offer. If she's not gonna sign it till tomorrow, anyways, then I'm not gonna send it till tomorrow. I was getting ready. If you heard, I was getting ready to rationalize it and justify why I don't send it. Did I say? I feel like I said it out loud. We've been burned before. I kind of was just getting ready to make that up, but that is why we don't send it. Is because what's gonna happen is. Well, it's not what's gonna happen, but what could very, very possibly, very likely to happen is she gets that in writing. Boom! Now I have an official $62,000 offer from a legitimate investment business, right? And now she is able to take that and shop it around. Whereas if I don't, then whoever is my competitor, they're asking her like, yeah, we're interested in buying your property. Like, imagine that my competitor calls her and it's like wants to do the same thing, make her an offer, and she says, well, you'll have to beat 62. And they're going to ask, why 62? And she's going to say, well, Derek, this other investor, offered me 62 and we were getting ready to move forward, but I wanted to make sure that I was getting the most for my property. They're going to say, did he send you anything? Is there a way that you can prove that this person actually offered you 62,000? And if she says, no, he never sent me the agreement, they're going to say probably what I said the other day. Because again, this is exactly the conversation that I was having with her because she was referring to another investor. She said, yeah, well, somebody had offered me 62. And I said, did you put an agreement in place? And she said, no. And now that I'm saying this out loud, it makes sense. This may be another option that I didn't think of. The reason why they didn't send her an agreement to sign is because she wasn't ready to sign and she was playing games like she's playing with me right now. Not like she was playing games. I knew I was getting ready to wake her up, so I understand that. But I don't know what she's even saying. She wants to pull it up on her iPad so that she can pull it up on her phone and then pull it up on her phone, but she can't do that while she's on the phone. She's like kind of making up stuff. But I'm realizing that's probably what happened on the last one. The last guy probably said, yeah, we can do 62. Are you ready to go? I'm not going to send it because it's common practice to not send the agreement until they're ready to sign. If they're in front of their computer and if she starts talking about, oh, just send it to me and I'll take a look. I'm going to try to do that every time. I'm going to try to defer it. Okay, well, when will you be ready to take a look with me? Because we just want to make sure, and the way you spin it, we want to make sure that we're on the same page. I don't want you to misinterpret the language in this agreement and think that I am somehow taking advantage of you when there may well be a very good explanation to the concern that you're having, right? I don't want you to see this and read, oh, what's this? Like, I knew he was a fraud. I knew he was playing me. Whereas I may have a rational explanation for that, one that would make perfect sense to her, and one that would kind of dispel her concerns, which is the truth, which is exactly why you want to be on the phone. You don't want anything to be missing. One, you don't want her to shop your offer around, which makes it much easier to do if she actually has an offer in writing, because now she can go to the next person and say, yeah, look, I have an offer for 62. Can you beat it? Of course they're going to beat it. If 62 works, $62,500 works. You know what I mean? Anybody's going to be willing to throw an extra $500,000 on top of the deal just to get it. So one, you don't want to send it because you don't want her to shop it around. Two, you don't want her to misinterpret anything and make the decision not to sell without at least having that conversation. I'm more than fine if we get on the phone, we walk through the agreement together, and I have an explanation or a way to kind of calm her nerves about her concerns that she's bringing up. She's like, well, this, and I'm gonna say, well, X, Y, and Z, and then she's gonna say, oh, okay. I didn't understand. I didn't realize that was included in your offer. I didn't realize that you were going to need a 14-day inspection. I didn't realize, and if it comes down to it and it just doesn't make sense for her and she's not willing to move forward on the agreement, and I feel confident that I have addressed every single one of her concerns, and she simply, and she understands my offer and doesn't want to move forward, I would much rather that than me send her an offer and her say, okay, I'll look it over tonight, and then never hear back from her again, which is what's going to happen if she decides if she decides that she doesn't want to move forward on her own without having a conversation with me about it. That's exactly what's going to happen. She's going to start ignoring my calls. She's going to go ghost. So at least in the first option, I will know that I did everything I could within my skill set, within my knowledge of the industry, to address all of her concerns and made my offer crystal clear. And if it's still something that she doesn't want to move forward with, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But if she is making the decision not to move forward for some reason that is unknown to me, that's something I can't live with. I'll beat myself up every day for the next month saying, why the hell did I send her that agreement? I knew she was going to do that. So again, kind of just a little learning lesson. I'm going on a rant now. I was hoping to continue talking until that other lead called me back. It's been like 30 minutes. She said he'd be home within the hour. I'm not going to stay on here for another 30 minutes and just talk you up, but appreciate you. Hopefully, I know sometimes I'm not really doing much activity out here, like on the phone or whatnot, but hopefully the little rants that I go on make sense. Again, I'm going to say this every time. I feel like I'm starting to become educational here. I'm not a pro. I've closed one deal. I have one more in escrow right now, hoping to get a few more agreements locked up within the next week or so from these hot leads that I do have. But by no means am I a pro. I don't want to come across like I know what to do and you don't. And in fact, I invite those who have more experience than me to offer recommendations, suggestions, all that. I want to grow in tandem with people. So, if you're new to this and have less experience than me, hopefully some of the stuff that I am saying resonates and something that you can implement moving forward. If you have far more experience than me, which is highly likely, being that the level of experience that I have is low, feel free to drop those type of recommendations in the comment section for both me and those who are just starting out to find my channel, find these videos, and be able to tap into those comments and not only gain value from what I'm saying, but from what you, the experienced investor or wholesaler, is saying in the comment section. So please do drop a comment, drop a like if this type of content you like, and yeah, please subscribe if, again, you like this type of content. I make a effort to try to go live every day to cold call, lead follow up, provide some type of insight on any deals that I have going on and any miscellaneous issues, title companies, seller objections, JV partners, disposition, stuff like that, procedures and processes. And then I'm also trying to make a habit of adding to that fourth kind of playlist of pre-recorded videos, because right now I don't have any streaming software that's compatible with my computer, or rather my computer doesn't have enough processing power to be able to deliver good content. So I'm making a habit to pre-record on my off days or when I have time and upload those. I have a little mini series of how I virtually drive for dollars. I've since kind of changed that method, so I might do a part 2 to that mini series, but it's a 3-part series. If you want to go check it out, it shows you how I'm pretty much generating leads for free, aside from the cost of skip tracing. Pretty much all I pay for. I have little subscriptions here and there, like my e-signature subscription, my caller IDs, my dialer. But other than that, it's pretty much just skip tracing it, and I'm not buying lists. And you can see how I'm doing that, generating those lists by hand, pretty much. A lot more effort and sweat equity, but I'm finding very good results. So I don't really have anything to cross reference it to or compare it to, but this is working for me. So I'm going to continue doing this until it doesn't. But yeah, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Hopefully you stick around, tune into some future content. I'd love for you to hang out and kind of build with me. Until the next one, peace.